Okay, now that we've seen the Canvas course checklist, what we want to do is look through the Reinhardt template. Back when we adopted Canvas, we were given the option to choose between several templates and then to customize those templates to give a Reinhardt experience. That includes things like our own pictures to use as banner images, our colors. So I'm here in this template demo, and I just want to walk through some of the different options, some of the different pages that come with the template, and point out some things, especially as they relate to the Canvas course checklist. So this is the course homepage. It's a clear landing spot. It's got a banner image that we can customize. We can place the title of the course here. And here's a welcome message that you can leave for your students and some tips on navigation. Again, that's part of the checklist, being clear about how to get around in your course. And then these are quick access buttons. These buttons will quickly move you into the different pages associated with this and to the modules. So here's one for course announcements if you use the announcements widget. Here's one for the course Q&A. This is a discussion post. So if your students have questions about how to do your course, they can post them here and you can answer the questions there. So that's a link to a discussion. This is course resources. This is another page that you can edit, especially if you're using things like special databases in the library, or if you have special resources that you make available for the course. You want to put those there so that they're easily all placed in one place so that students can find them. And then learning modules. And we'll look at learning modules here in a little bit. This is an important one. This is probably one of the most important buttons to click on this homepage if you leave this homepage as your homepage. Okay, so that's the homepage that comes with the template. You'll notice the Reinhardt blue, the Reinhardt gold, and this image is a Reinhardt student. And in fact, if we were to edit this, we could come in here, click on this image, and what also came with the template is a lot of extra pictures. So here's bells. We could replace that image with bells. I like the way that looks. That's pretty snazzy. Or we can replace that image with an image of the academic building, Burgess. Or we can replace that with Fellaini. Oh, isn't that pretty? Let me expand this down some. That's one gorgeous picture there. There's Fincher, another Fincher, and another Fincher. We have... There's a professor picture. In this case, that's Dr. Wheeler, looking professorial. We also have several images of students. So if there's an image of a student here that exemplifies what you want them to do, like we started with this one, this is some kind of presentation. And there are more results. Here's students doing science. Science is always impressive, right? So biology, it might be a good one, or some kind of lab science there. Here's one of Tarpley. Okay, so if that's where you teach and you want that, you can put it right in there. So files that came with it. You'll also notice there are some other files in here. There's some little icon type things that came included with this. You can also use that in your pages. Okay, so that's the home page. I'm going to cancel, not save those changes. But to really show you what's happened, I need to go into modules and, okay, leave. I'm fine. Leave that. Just leave. So when you imported this template, you received these 4 modules. Now this instructor module is really just a list of resources for you. How to customize the template, icons, banners, and buttons, finishing touches. And then this is about Canvas, so if you're still wanting to learn some more about Canvas, there's some items in here for you to use. There's also this very handy module. This is Canvas Overview and Resources, and this is for the student. See, this comes prepackaged, so if your students are not familiar with Canvas, you can give them this module right away and say, hey, work through this module. It will help introduce you to Canvas. Then we have the Welcome Begin Here, which has the course overview, about your instructor, course resources, and course Q&A. Again, you will note this satisfies, just this module here satisfies several of the 1-star requirements on the checklist. An overview, introducing the instructor, a place for all the course resources, and a place for students to ask questions. Let's look at some of those pages. I'm going to go ahead and click in Course Overview. And this is different than the home page, you'll see. It's about this class, what all you're going to learn, the learning objectives, expectations that you have for the students, and your grading scheme. So these are kind of syllabus type items that you can put into a page. And it's a good idea to go ahead and do this. Just gives the students an idea of what's coming. You want to frame the course experience for them by letting them know what is coming. And this is what you will notice about a lot of these pages, is that they have some prompts for you to consider changing the language to accurately meet what it is you want to do with this particular page. So course overview, you can leave it like that. You can say about, of course you'd want to edit name of this class. And here they're telling you, use this space to include a custom welcome message, discussion of major class topics, Canvas layout information, expectations, general tips and tricks. If you'll be using Canvas syllabus page, describe what information can be accessed on that page. Excuse me. All right. So here's the space for that. Class learning objectives, again, you might want to put those there. Expectations, your expectations for classroom behavior, your expectations for homework submission, things like that. Grading scheme, all that. Okay, so this is the course overview. Now this was in a module, and let me show you where we were again. We'll come right back here. This is in this Welcome Begin Here module. We were in course overview. Oh, let me go back one. I want you to notice what's coming next about your instructor, course resources, and course Q&A. Okay? All right, so we'll go back to course overview. Here's one of the good things about putting these pages in modules. When you want to go to the next page, you click Next. And here we are, about your instructor. Again, you would want to replace this image when you edit it. A name, a little biography, tells something about you. Your contact information, including your office hours, telephone, email, other things. All right, so about your instructor. Again, let's click Next. And that brings us to course resources. About these resources, keep in mind. So again, these are just, it's nice looking formatting. It's got some horizontal rules, good use of headers and numbered lists and unordered lists that you might want to fill out with your different course resources. I'm going to click the Next, and this will be the course Q&A. This is simply a discussion board where students can ask questions about the course and you can reply to them. Students can also reply to themselves. It's just a handy feature. Let's go back to modules. And here is the main academic module. This is module 1, and you'll want to rename it. I've been naming mine for weeks because that's how I typically run my class piano classes. You may want to stick with modules if you stick with a certain theme for more than 1 week, or unit. Unit works well there too. So here's module 1, title or theme here. And you see this item right here, this engage. All this is a text header. It's just saying, in this next part of this module, this is where you're going to begin to work with the material. And then we have an overview and to-do list, a presentation, a couple of assignments, a discussion and an individual assignment, a quiz, and then a review, wrap up and looking ahead. Let's look at all of these in turn. Notice that I can't click on Engage. It's just a text header. But I can click on Module 1, Overview and To-Do List. As we look here, Module 1, Overview and To-Do List. Overview, a nice little icon. Get the puzzle pieces out so we can start seeing where they fit. Use this space to introduce the major topics, concepts, or themes in this module. Consider covering some main ideas that students should pay special attention to. Talk about any major projects coming up, etc. And then lorem ipsum. Then we have to-do list. This is what you need to do in this module. Provide a to-do list in the space. Follow the organization of the module top to bottom to keep the learning path clear and concise. Please see the example below. So review the presentation, read chapter 1 in your textbook, discuss with your classmates in the group discussion, demonstrate your work individually, create a presentation, etc. So these are the things that they're going to do in the module. This is the overview and to-do list. Let's click the next button to see the presentation page. This is a presentation. Again, this is where you would give information or present information or provide links about a certain topic. This is kind of a lecture space. All right, so the presentation with the title, you of course edit that out. Sorry about that. Introduction, let them know what's coming up. This is a Vimeo video. You can also embed YouTube videos. They will appear on the page just like this. So you don't send your students outside of Canvas to watch a YouTube video. They watch it right there inside Canvas. You got some main points, supporting points, additional resources. There's a lot that you can do with presentations. And again, we've got some nice formatting and some suggestions written in here for you. Let's go to the next page and we'll look at the group discussion. So this might be a group discussion specifically about topics in this module. And I like that we have a bunch of suggestions here for you to fill out. And it's pretty to look at, you know. When students will get used to seeing this, they will feel like they are in a professional online classroom. So the prompt. So include your discussion prompt here. You can link articles, websites, embed YouTube's images or videos as part of the prompt. If you need to learn more, there's a link for you if you want to learn more about discussions. And of course, here you'd put your prompt. Guidelines, what you're expecting from the students. These are suggested guidelines. You, of course, can edit those as you see fit. And make sure you edit this bold italic language. If you don't, then it looks a little bit not professional. I've been known to miss this step once or twice. So consider adding discussion etiquette rules here. Yeah. And then technical support. There's even a place here where if you think students may have problems with either the video or something that you've included in the prompt, you can add some items of technical support here. But it's nice that they've already given you the student link to the discussions, so that if it's just new to using a Canvas discussion, this link is built in to this particular group discussion template item. All right, let's click the next button. This is an individual assignment. Again, your assignment overview. It gives you a place to type your prompt, to type what the assignment is, to type your the guidelines, what you're going to consider when grading it here in the guidelines. And again, technical support. There are other things that we can do with this. We're going to go over assignments in greater detail much later. But again, this knocks out quite a few of those checklist items about being clear in what you're expecting students to do with the assignments, providing them enough detailed instructions so that they can submit something that is acceptable to you. So this is all here. And again, it's just kind of pretty. Click the next button. This will be the quiz. Now, a quiz is something that a student takes online, and most of the time a quiz is something that can be graded by Canvas. So think things like multiple choice, true, false, categorization, ordering, things like that. Those can be, you can build quizzes and put them into your courses like this. Here again, your guidelines, technical support. You of course can edit that information, and then when it's time to actually build the quiz, you'll have to do that in the quiz center, and we'll look at quizzes a little bit later. And then finally, the wrap up and looking ahead. This is where you tie everything up, what we've engaged with, the new ideas we've encountered, how those new ideas relate to other ideas we've looked at in the class. And then we want to kind of frame our stopping point for this module as the jumping off point for the next module. So how does the next module fit in with what the student has just covered? So you've seen now from this template, there's a lot of good material here that it's not exactly fill in the blank, but it kind of is. It gives you a little bit of a sense of, okay, I put this here, I put this here, and it's got a clean, consistent look. And this is what we're after. We're after a clean, consistent look that our students know what to expect, and after they've taken an online course with us, or after they've taken a course that has online components, they get used to the way things work in Canvas, and they have fewer questions about what it is they're supposed to do and when to do it. So that is the Reinhardt template. Come back, I'll show you how to install it into your courses. See you soon.